What is up, guys? Beancrew49 here. We are back on the Desolation map. And we find ourselves back in the ghetto. In the ghetto! You probably know what that means. If I'm going to be standing outside of a building that I've already worked on in the ghetto, then that means it's time to fill some chests. Guys, I've been slacking on the chest filling. I admit it. I got invested into Chinatown. I really wanted to finish Chinatown. I get that way sometimes. Like with the mall, I got so wrapped up in the mall, I didn't really work on anything else. And what I want to do is get back to what I wanted to do earlier, and that's fill the ghetto with stuff so we can have this ghetto as part of the Desolation demo. And I want to fill up Top Shot. I want to fill up Max Cherry Bail Bonds. And I want to fill up the Cuts Barbershop today. And I think I'm also going to fill up the Bosco's Chicken and Waffles. That's right behind me. So yeah, we're going to get some serious progress done on the ghetto chest filling. Remember, guys, close your eyes for this episode. Yes, I'm giving away secrets, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why I keep doing this. Obviously, I'm not going to give away all the secrets because that would just be ridiculous. But, you know, I may actually move stuff around after this episode just so you guys don't know where the good stuff is. But that's kind of what I do. I go through... my first wave is I put down some good stuff, then I'll put down some not so good stuff, then I'll put down some junk, and then I'll be done. I'm not doing any cars today. I'm going to save all the cars for one, big push. Okay, the cars are empty right now, but they will be filled, don't worry. And yeah, that's basically the gist of what we're working on today. In the background, you could notice that we're in super fast forward motion right now. So that must mean one thing. That means it's Monday. Monday is Creative Question of the Week time. The part of the series where I share an answer with you from a question that you guys put. I said that in the weirdest way possible. I answer a question from the community that you guys give to me in the comment section below. Write down CQOTW. This week, I did not get too many questions. In fact, I got two that I could find. So I really need you guys this week to give some ammo, give some fuel to this fire. I say ammo as I'm filling chests with ammo. Isn't that crazy? I need ammo for the Creative Question of the Week video. So put your comments in the comment section below. Put your questions, and nothing is off limits except for one thing, which I keep saying I'm not going to answer that. What is it, Hunter Martin? I'm not going to answer that. But pretty much anything's not off limits. So, ask away. You don't lose anything by asking. It doesn't hurt to ask. Okay, so go ahead and do that right now. I really appreciate it because this is a discussion between us all. And we had some great discussions last week, and I hope to keep those rolling this week. All right, today's Creative Question of the Week comes to us from Rap King. And he asks, do KKK members hate the black in them? Or does Trump hate the Islam in him? Rap King, thank you for your question. I really do appreciate that. He was trying to spark some debate, some back and forth, so to speak, and I really appreciate that. He's referring to my Friday video in which I expressed the fact, to me it's fact, that whenever someone hates something, they hate that aspect of themselves, and they're refusing to acknowledge that it exists in them, basically. Basically is what hatred is. That's all hatred is they hate what that thing represents inside of them. So he's asking, do the KKK members hate the black in them, or does Trump hate the Islam in him? Of course, he's being cheeky, and I think he's trying to poke holes in my statement there, but the answer is yes, absolutely. So let's just go through his examples, and I'll try to show you what I mean. He says, do KKK members hate the black in them? Obviously, most KKK members are not black, except Clayton Bigsby. Okay, most of them aren't black, so he's being cheeky, saying, well, the KKK members aren't black, so how can they hate the black in them? Well, this is how I feel about it, Rap King. I think a lot of KKK members say that they hate black people because they're lazy, they don't do anything but crime, they are a drain on the resources of society. And so that's why KKK members hate black people. That's what they say, right? But let's turn that around. How many KKK members are upstanding citizens that have contributed to society in astounding ways, right? So the KKK members say they hate the black people because they're lazy. from what I know of KKK members, they spend a lot of time on their porch drinking beer. Okay, you know what I mean? They hate black people because they're a drain of resources. What KKK member is, a doctor? Maybe there are some, but you know what I mean? They don't have prominent jobs for the most part. For the most part, these are people who are living in little shacks, working away at maybe minimum wage jobs if they're lucky. They're not really contributing that much to society. They're draining the resources. They're on welfare. KKK members hate black people for the same reasons that they hate themselves but refuse to admit it. They are lazy. They don't contribute anything to society, right? And of course, these fallacies, these ideas they have about black people are completely unfounded. There's far more prominent black members of society than there are KKK members. Think about that. If you're in the KKK, generally speaking, you are in a lower socioeconomic class. You are, a drain on the system, basically. Welfare, unemployment, that sort of thing. So they're hating the aspect of themselves, but they're projecting it onto black people because they refuse to acknowledge the faults in themselves. They refuse to acknowledge. It's much easier to take your own faults, put them onto a different group of people, and then just use that hatred, right? How many people have gotten far in life from hatred? No KKK members, none. They haven't done anything to help society in any way. Name one KKK member who has uplifted society in any way, shape, or form. None. But there have been countless black people who've done so. So, of course, their views are completely unfounded, and it's just a refusal to look internally. So that's what I feel about that. So then he goes on to ask, or does Trump hate the Islam in him? Obviously, Trump is not, Islamic in any way. But Trump does seem to not like Islamic people. And, when you think about it, how does he see Islamic people? He sees them as fundamentalists. He sees them as strict and stringent in their way of thinking, refusing to compromise, refusing to see anything from a different perspective. They only see things from their, reading of the Quran, and that's it. So does that sound like somebody you know? Does that sound exactly like Donald Trump? He's strict. He's set in his ways. He's closed-minded. He's not willing to change. He's not willing to see things from others' perspective. He hates that part of himself, but he can't admit it to himself. He just can't. So he projects his hatred of himself onto Muslims. Think about that. And I think you'll see that it's true in every single case. So now what I want you to do is ask yourself, what do I hate? What do you hate? Really think about it and spend some time with it and ask yourself what you hate. And once you figure that out, you will, if you're honest with yourself, you'll come to realize the parts of you that you hate about yourself. That's all that's going on here. That's the root cause of all hatred. Is people refusing to look at themselves with a critical eye, refusing to admit fault, refusing to admit that they have weaknesses. That's why it's so important that all of us, we have an open mind, not about the world around us. I mean, yes, about the world around us, but not just about the world around us. We have to have an open mind with ourselves and be willing to see the faults in ourselves that we never saw before because we're so busy projecting those faults onto other people. Do you hate your parents? Hate's a strong word, but are you really upset with your parents because they don't listen to you? If that's the case, then maybe you're not listening to them. You don't listen. If you listen to them, things might change. So that's just a small example. I mean, I don't know what you hate, whether it's a group of people or a thing. I really, a long time ago, I really used to hate Kanye West. And it wasn't like a dislike for his art. It was kind of a hatred. Like, I hated the guy. I thought he was bringing society down in so many different ways. And it's true, I think he is. But why did I hate him? I hated him because he was brash, because he thought he knew everything, because he was so outspoken about things he didn't know about. And that's why I really hated him. But then I sort of asked myself, is that me? Am I brash? Am I outspoken? Do I talk about things I don't know about? And the answer is absolutely 100% yes. That's why I hated Kanye West, because he represented to me everything that I disliked about myself, my problems, and my issues that I didn't want to face, because it's not easy to face your own issues, guys. No one's saying it's easy. But it's got to be done if you want to become a better human. If you want to erase hatred from your life, you're going to have to look at yourself. So often in this society, we externalize things. And we say, oh, this group of people, this person, that thing, those are the problems. But like I'm trying to explain to you right now, those aren't the problems. Those are the problems with you. And if you want to fix those outside problems, then you have to fix yourself. You have to go inside. It all starts with fixing you. So use your hatred, guys. Think about the things you hate and use it as a tool for explaining to yourself what you don't like about yourself, so you can start to change those things. Obviously, if you don't like something about yourself, it's time to change it. And you have all the power to change it. All it takes is the acknowledgement that it's there and the willingness to try. And then slowly, just that's all it really takes to get the ball rolling. And once that ball's rolling, it's not going to stop. So you're going to have to make that first step to realize that all this hatred and anger that you're externalizing has everything to do with you and nothing to do with that thing you're placing your hatred upon. Nothing. So that's my call to action today, guys, is I want you to think about this. I want you to think about all the things you hate about everything. And just be honest. Be completely honest with yourself. It's time for self-healing. I think that's what this world needs more than anything at this time. We need people to start healing themselves. Wars are caused for the same reason. If you extrapolate it on a larger scale, a war is one country hating itself, aspects of itself, but seeing that in another country. You see how you can magnify it. Instead of looking at it as from the perspective of one person, you look at it from the perspective of a whole country, a whole nation. And so when you see a whole nation of people hating Islam, maybe it's because as a nation we're unflexible. We're not willing to see things from another perspective. We're not willing to accept another person or another country's existence if it's not the same as ours. And that's what we see in radical Islam, and that's why we're fighting them, is because we can't acknowledge the fact that we are the same as them. We're the exact same. It's just we would rather hide behind a facade of hatred for them rather than fix what's needing to be fixed in our country. So yeah, guys, I don't know what more to say about that. So I need you guys, I don't usually ask a lot of you, but I need you guys to really analyze what you hate in this world. If you are brave and you want to put it in the comment section and we can talk about it, I will absolutely. There's no judgment here. We're all here to help each other, and I'm not trying to judge anybody, but if you want to put in the comment section what you hate and figure out what part of that thing you dislike about yourself, we can work this out together. I'm here to help, and I think this is a pretty supportive community, so we're here to help each other and grow. So if you are brave and you're willing to do this, I would appreciate it if you could write in the comment section what you hate and why you hate that thing. And I think that's going to be a huge step for you to just talk about it, to say it out loud. It's going to be a huge step for you to realize why you hate that thing. I think talking about it is really good. It's going to be a really positive experience. So of course, I'm not expecting all of you to do this, but for those of you who are brave, who wanna put it out there, then let's talk about it. I'm more than willing, and I'm here to help, and I think the community is too. So we got deep. It's got kind of heavy there, but I think that this nation, this country, this world needs some healing, and it needs some self-healing, and it starts with you healing yourself. You can't help anybody unless you've healed yourself first. 2 people with gunshot wounds, right? If the doctor doesn't heal himself, the doctor being one of the gunshot victims, he can't help the other person because he's going to bleed to death and they're both going to die. So in order to save both people, the one who knows how to do the treatment has to heal himself first. And that's what's going on here. We're not going to heal this planet unless you heal yourself first. So that's going to do it for me today. Okay. I want to say I appreciate all of you guys for sticking in on these Creative Question of the Week videos. I know we go off into weird tangents sometimes, but I want to remind you that it's all up to you. If you want to go in a different direction, then put a comment in the comment section below. Like I said, I only had 2 comments this week. It's 2 questions. So it was maybe 3. So it was kind of hard for me to get a diverse range of topics this week. So I'm going to need your help, guys. If you want to, ask a question, I would really appreciate it if you put it in the comment section below. All right, guys, that's going to be the episode for today. Leave a like if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. What are you waiting for? I want to say thank you for watching. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy Minecrafting. Peace.